Hey guys, welcome back to Salem, Cellar. So I just got home from seeing The Flash and I want to talk to you guys about it with as minimal spoilers as possible. Was it as epic as the trailer? I'll be right back. So I just want to say first off, anything I talk about during this video, it's not going to be anything you didn't see in the trailer. So if you saw the trailer, I'm not going to bring out some huge spoilers. I'm just going to try to tread very lightly with this. So The Flash, it is starring Ezra Miller as Barry Allen / The Flash. Michael Keaton is reprising his role as Batman. Of course, Ben Affleck is also Batman. So when I first saw this trailer, I fell in love instantly. Now, as a fan of the character, the comic book character, and as a fan of the series, I wanted just to love this movie as much as possible. Now, I was not a fan of the other DC films. Like, I wasn't a fan of Wonder Woman. I wasn't a fan of Aquaman. I did love Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, that was beautiful and brilliant. I loved every minute of that. And I did love Ezra in that. Him portraying the Flash in that was just cute and fun and light. So I went into this film with very high expectations. Of course, you saw the trailer, right? That was ridiculous. Unfortunately, a lot of the epic great scenes that we see in the trailer were really all of the epic great scenes in the movie. Of course, there's a few things that are super cool, throughout, but it kind of spoiled the movie for me watching the trailer, honestly. I think if I went into this movie not seeing the trailer as many times as I did, then I think I would have been more wowed, because there was, like, when Michael Keaton comes out as Batman, like, that was phenomenal for me, because I am a Michael Keaton Batman fan, like, he is my guy. Like, he is my favorite. If I have the bat symbol, my bracelet's kind of blocking it, but I just loved that. Ben Affleck is back. I loved him. I didn't love him in the other movies, but I did like him in this one. But Ezra Miller, okay, so if you saw the trailer, there's two Flashes, there's younger Flash and there's older Flash. I really came into this movie with an open mind. Of course, there's a lot of drama going on with him in his personal life. I didn't want it to cloud my judgment coming into this movie, watching it. And I don't know if it got snuck in there and it's clouding my judgment at all, but I really did not enjoy him as the Flash. I didn't. I really wanted to. I thought he was super cute in the Justice League, and I was rooting for him, the character wise, not his personal life stuff. I try to leave all of that separate, but I was really rooting for this character. And then in this one, it just kind of felt flat for me at times. It was almost annoying. And I know a lot of times, I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of times speedsters have, like, they're a little goofy, they're a little silly. If you link up Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, he's a little silly, but I just love that about him. I felt like Ezra's, I just didn't enjoy as much. It didn't mesh for me. First, I just couldn't get on board. I really tried. I just couldn't. The CGI, I don't know if it was just me, but it was very wonky at times. I just felt like it didn't flow, and it was just, without giving it away, there's this final scene. So if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And they're showing different people, different characters, which I will talk about later on in this video. I don't, I'll say the spoil, I'll give you guys a little heads up before I go into spoilers. But I really felt like the CGI was off. That part I didn't enjoy. It is fast paced. There's a lot of action, which is a lot of fun. It did choke me up at a few scenes. Like, I was definitely crying towards the end, laughing sometimes. And overall, it was enjoyable. I'm not bashing the movie. I'm not saying I didn't love it, but I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to. I really thought this was going to be like epic. Now, I did enjoy it more than a lot of the other DC films. I enjoyed it pretty much more than any of them besides Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was probably up there with those. Man of Steel is a little above it, but you know, it's around there, the same area. So I didn't dislike it as much as the others, but I really had really high expectations. There is a credit scene. I know why they had it. It was kind of pointless to me, but I know kind of what it is supposed to be going into. Now, it's kind of like a spoiler, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear it or fast forward it. But it reminded me a lot of Across the Spider-Verse, the new Spider-Man movie that just came out, showing like different versions of Superman, different versions of Batman. You know, it kind of just, I didn't like it. You know, I felt like they were really copying Spider-Man. You know, that's just my opinion. But okay, so back on track. So if you're familiar with the Flash story, you know, Barry Allen, his mother dies when he's younger. His father is wrongly convicted of this murder and is in jail pretty much most of Barry's life. And Barry is just pretty much doing whatever he possibly can to get his father released from jail. He can't get past his mother's death and his dad being wrongly convicted. So he's like, okay, I'm going to travel to the past and try to save my mother. Now, if you watch the CW series of The Flash, it is pretty much what we watch over and over and over again in that series. This movie is like the series, but a movie. The Flash, the movie, of course. But if you really just watch the series, it's the same thing over and over again, which I love the story and I love Barry Allen, but I'm a really big fan of the series Barry Allen. Like, I just have grown to love him over the years. Iris West, they brought her back. I really did like the actress. I liked the chemistry between them. So if you are a fan of the show, you will like the movie, but you're definitely going to compare the Barrys, because I spent a lot of time comparing the two. But yeah, so that's just the gist of the story. He goes back and, you know, you kind of just mess up the timeline doing this. You know, we know, like, watching Back to the Future or watching like the Avengers Endgame, like all these time traveling movies, that you're not supposed to do that. You screw up the timeline. So of course Barry screws up the timeline and he needs to fix it. All of that's in the trailer, but just to give you the gist of what goes on. Again, lots of action, lots of fun. Any exciting new characters get thrown into it? Just one that I can think of, which I'm not going to name, but if you are a fan of the comic books, if you are a fan of the television series, you'll know this character. You'll kind of figure it out throughout, like towards the end, because it's very similar to a character in the series that we meet. But overall, I give this movie a 7. Out of 10. I would definitely watch it again. Again, I didn't hate it. I'm not bashing it, but I didn't love it. I expected to go in and leave like kind of like I left Transformers, which was like, oh, chef's kiss. I really expected to leave it like I left Transformers, and just pumped up and like, yes, that was just amazing. Even Spider-Man, I'm like, yes, give me more. But I left and I'm like, oh, that was good. You know, that was a good movie. Great, no, but good, yes. So again, I will watch it again. Do I think you should go watch it? I definitely recommend that you go watch this movie for yourself. I enjoyed it. I think you will enjoy it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to feel the way I did with the CGI, maybe Ezra. He did a very good job, though, playing two different Flashes, you know, two different Barry Allens, because one is supposed to be a little older and has lived this darker life without his mother and with his father in jail. And the other one is young and has had both parents, you know, a few years younger. So of course, like, they're going to be at completely different mindsets. And he does it very well. I have to say, I felt like I was watching two different actors portray Barry Allen, which was enjoyable. I can appreciate that. So definitely go check this out. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this film. If you loved it, if you kind of felt like I did, or you just like, wow, that was terrible. I know a lot of the Flash fans are going to have something to say. I love a good speedster. I'm a big Flash and I'm a big Quicksilver's fan. Through and through, I love a good speedster, and I really had high expectations for this film. That was probably like the one thing I did wrong, is go into it with like, you know, ready for like the best thing ever. But Michael Keaton, I just want to say, still has it. He was phenomenal. Like, let's get crazy. Like, when he was on screen, which I wish he was on screen more, I was just happy. I was giddy. I felt, you know, like I was back, you know, I was younger and watching him as Batman. And Cora, the actress that plays her, I loved. I felt like she was beautiful. She was strong. She was dark. She was just powerful, in my opinion. And I loved Kara. I just want to say that. So yes, go check it out, or just tell me how you're feeling about the film if you have seen it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll be right back.